Hello, everyone. We're just going to give it another couple of minutes before we get started. Okay, we are right at 6:30. Want to say good evening and welcome to the Street Life Committee meeting of Community Board 8. My name is Abraham Salcido. I chair this committee. And a few rules of the road before we get started. So I'm going to run through the agenda. I'm going to invite each applicant to state their name and tell us a little bit of about their application. I will then invite questions or comments from the public, and then I will go to fellow Street Life Committee members for questions, comments, or actions. As a reminder, any action taken here will be referred to the full board meeting to take place on April 21st. Any action here, again, will be voted on by the full board there, unless there is a deadline in advance of that, but I see none on the agenda, so we will proceed. So with that said, do I have a representative for item 1A, La Guerra, DBA Chula Restaurant?
Abraham, if you don't mind, I'm going to really quickly give the little rundown of how the meetings work. I wanted to let everybody join before I did it. So welcome. You'll all notice, if this is your first time joining us, that you are muted, and you'll be muted through the entirety of the meeting and unable to unmute yourself. So as Abraham calls on each applicant, you'll want to raise your hand so that we can find you to unmute you. And the same will be true if you are wanting to speak about an application that we'll hear later on in the evening. You can find the raise hand button by going to the bottom of your screen and hitting the reactions icon. And when you do that, it'll open up a little menu, and you can find the raise hand button there. You want to make sure you hit the button that says raise hand and not the little hand wave or any of the other gestures, because they will disappear and will not see you. If you're calling in from the phone, it's *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute. Be on the lookout for a prompt asking you to confirm unmuting once Abraham calls on you. The chat is available for technical support with the Zoom software. It is not to ask questions of the chair or the applicants. They will not see those chats. If you're using an older version of Zoom, you'll need to go to the participants section where you can find the raise hand feature there. And finally, do not raise your actual hand unless you absolutely have to, because there is very likely that we will not see you. So use the raise hand feature under the reactions button. Okay.
Great. Will, thank you for that. Just so I have a proper role of committee members, I'm seeing in the participant list myself and Marco. Is that right? Am I missing anyone?
That is all that I have historically seen. So unless somebody else.
No, okay, I think that's right. I know there some have been excused for this evening. Okay, do I have the representative La Guerra? Please make yourself known, tell us your name and a little bit about your application.
Frank? Just a minute. There you go.
Good evening, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you, Frank?
I'm good. Are my clients on?
I do see them, yes.
Did they raise their hands and are they in?
I don't think they're unmuted, but I do see them. Oh, there they go. Okay.
Now you're unmuted now.
Great.
Could you guys introduce yourselves, please?
I'm Julian Medina, the chef and owner of the restaurant.
I'm Megan, one of the partners.
Hello. Welcome.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. Okay, Frank, what do we got?
Julian's a well-known restaurateur in New York City. You guys, I think he's done places in your neighborhood, actually. And we're planning to do, Julian, you want to elaborate on the food just a bit?
Yeah, in the neighborhood, I have a Toloache on 82nd between 3rd and Lex.
Wonderful place.
Mexican restaurant, thank you. And then I have some others in Hell's Kitchen and Midtown West, downtown, in Thompson and Bleecker, 14 between 8th and Broadway in Astoria also too.
Great.
Julian, on this particular location, tell us a little bit about what the cuisine is going to be.
It's very small space, and then it's going to be a taqueria that we have also in East Harlem already. We've been there for 3 years. It's called La Chula. It's in 116 and Lexington. Mm-hmm. So we're planning to move over also the concept to this neighborhood that I also live here on 85th and 3rd. So I've been in the neighborhood for, I don't know, 20 years or something living here. So we're planning to do a really casual taqueria, great margaritas, frozen, not too big, a few tequilas, a few mezcales, some tortas, quesadillas, you name it. So delivery, takeout, also pick up. What else you wanna?
No, just a few small seats, some counter seating. Maybe a few cute, like fun neighborhood spot.
Plus, no actual physical bar.
Yep.
Okay. Abraham, there's one thing I have to note.
Yes.
We indicated no outdoor seating, but there will be COVID seating for as long as we're entitled to do that.
Yep. Understood. Yep. I think that's par for the course these days. Okay, great. So thank you for that synopsis. Just for the recording, hours of operation, Monday through Sunday, 11 to midnight. Food ratio, 80% food, 20% drink. And with that, do I have any members of the public with any questions or comments?
Just a reminder to find the raise hand button under the reactions, or *9 if you're calling in from the phone.
Okay. I don't see any public members, but I do see Marco. So shall we go to Marco if there's no other hands?
Thank you, Avery. I think this is a straightforward application. The only thing I would like to ask is all the applicants, they should tell about the liquor license. How many hours are the operation, and if you have problems in the past. The food is perfectly fine. We need food. So the food is not an issue. On the contrary, food, we always would like to have food only. But you do business with alcohol, and I understand that. And I would like to support the application, and I will motion to approve.
Great, thank you. I will second that. Do I have any other actions?
Call the question.
Okay, let's do that. Let's call the question. Okay, so this will go down as an approval unless you're not voting for cause, abstaining, or voting no. If you are doing any of those latter actions, raise your hand. Otherwise, this will go down as an approval for from myself, Marco, and Lorraine. Okay, thank you very much, and good luck to you. Look forward to having you in the neighborhood.
Thank you, guys. See you next month.
Great. See you. Okay, great. Now, do I have the representative for item 1B, City Hops?
Michael? Unmute yourself, Michael.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Great.
hi, Michael.
Hello. How's everybody?
Very well. How are you?
Thank you. Well.
Good. All right. Tell us what we have today.
So my name's Mike Palutis. I'm here on behalf of City Hops Inc. This is an application for a tavern wine license. I understand that the percentage of food to drink ratio looks skewed. Just want to address that at the outset. If you're familiar with the City Wines, City Hops tandem at 1145 Second Avenue, they operate as a unit, sort of. Although there's no internal access, they are directly next door to one another, and the City Hops store serves as an off-premises, largely an off-premises to-go beer store. That complements the wine and spirits shop next door. And Miss Wilson, who's joined me this evening, is I think she's muted, but if you want to unmute her, that would be great. Miss Wilson is buying both of these businesses, and she'll continue to operate them as a going concern. So nothing is changing about the method of operation that currently exists, except that the food offerings at the City Hops component of this will be polished up a bit. Again, the food offerings are somewhat insignificant because it is largely a to-go establishment.
It is quite small.
It's quite small. There's 6 tables, 10 seats, and you can stop me if you've had enough. So.
No, that's good. Thank you for that
Okay.
for that summary. And you answered my question. So it sounds like everything will stay as is. It's just the new Miss Wilson coming in. Good. Okay. So for the recording, for the sake of the recording, I have hours of operation Sunday through Thursday, 12 to 12. And then Friday, Saturday, 12 to 1 a.m. Again, as you mentioned, the food drink ratio is 10% food, 90% drink. But again, knowing that location, it is primarily takeout and it is a small space. With that, I will first go to any hands for members of the public. Again, feel free to use the raise hand feature. If not, then I will invite my fellow committee members for any questions, comments, or motions. Marco.
Are you can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. The question that I have is these 2 small displays in this venue, and so you serving also to go the alcohol? Can you clarify that part? Because 6 tables is almost nothing, and but the ratio caught me my attention is predominantly liquor, and so you serve to go the alcohol. Can you clarify how you do your business?
Sure. So this is a tavern wine license, so it's beer and wine only. So there are no spirits on the premises. We're applying for what's called a tavern wine license, which requires the licensee to meet minimum food requirements, but not necessarily to offer a full menu. And as part of that license, the licensee enjoys the privilege of selling beer for off-premises consumption. That is not a COVID-specific.
Continue, Michael.
That is not a COVID-specific. I just want to make sure I address Mr. Tamayo because it was his question.
No, I'm okay. I'm sorry for that.
It's not a COVID-specific privilege. That off-premises privilege exists prior to COVID, and so that's how City Hops has been operating for many years. They've been selling beer to go, and again, that is really just to complement the wine and spirit shop that's next door. They're meeting their legal requirements and they're offering minimum food requirements, but it is largely almost entirely an off-premises trade.
No.
Yes. Okay, thank you for that, Michael. And then, yeah, so an example is, someone can go in there and get like a craft beer can and take it away. And thank you for answering that. Okay, great. So if there's no other questions from our committee members, then I will move to approve. Do I have a second on this motion to approve? Yeah, thank you. Okay,
Marco,
thank
second.
you, Marco. Yep.
Yeah, second.
Okay, good. Then with the second, I will then call the question myself on the
Excuse
approval.
me,
Ms. Brown,
Abraham,
yes?
yes, I had a concern. You had commented that the space was very small. How many square feet is the space?
It's under 700 square feet.
And you're planning to stay in that location? And your primary is just to do takeout and selling beer and wine?
Not wine to go. That they can't.
Just the
well,
beer.
But outside of COVID regulations, they can't do that. But they will sell beer to go. Again, it's really a it's a convenience they're offering their wine and spirits customers at the liquor store next door, so that when they stop by to pick up a bottle of wine or a bottle of spirits, they can also stop by the store next door and pick up some beer and take it home with them. So it's an off-premises trade. There are very, very infrequently guests dining or consuming alcoholic beverages on the premises.
All right, so has there been any complaints about loitering around the establishment? None at all?
There have not been. There's no adverse history. There have been no violations. It's a really benign operation.
All right, then I can support the application. Thank you for the explanation.
Of course.
Okay, then I will go to the roll.
For the question.
Yes, thank you. So this will go as an approval unless there's a voting no, not voting for cause, or abstaining. So if you're doing so, raise your hand. Otherwise, this will go as an approval. Seeing none, then thank you, Michael, and that will go as an approval. Thank you very much.
Thank you kindly.
Okay, next, do I have the applicant for Ritz Diner?
Sure, just unmute.
Yes, hi, Hector Alexiades. I'm the attorney for Ritz Diner.
Hi there.
Hi. So the Ritz Diner has been at the premises there for about 20 years, and they decided they want to apply for a beer and wine, submit an application.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to answer any questions that you may have. The principal is having a little difficulty logging on. I have him on my phone, and I can relay any questions that you may have.
Okay, thank you very much. So then clarify, so they don't currently have a license?
No, they do not currently have a license, no.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, then just for the purposes of the recording, again, this is a well-known place, 24-hour diner. Food drink ratio will be 90% food, 10% drink. Do I have any members of the public on this application? Seeing no public, and then I will then go to committee members. I will go to Marco.
I'm still on?
Yes, you're on.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I mean, this is a very simple application, 90% food and wine and beer, and I strongly support this application.
Great. I will second that. I will second that motion. Okay, Marco, do you want me to call the question?
Yes, please call the question. Thank you.
Great. Okay, Ms. Brown, did you have a question, comment, or did you?
No, I was going to say, call the question.
Okay, great. Okay, going to the roll. If there's any no's, not voting for cause or abstaining, raise your hand. Otherwise, this will go as an approval. I'm assuming approval. All right, Hector, thank you for your time. And again, continued success to the diner.
Thanks a lot, appreciate it.
Great. Okay, moving along. Item 1D, do I have a Duboeuf? representative?
If you're here for 1D, please raise your hand through the reactions button or hitting *9 if you're calling in from the phone. Boaz, that's the name I have on the application?
Yes.
Hi there.
Okay.
Yes. Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Welcome. Tell us your name and a little bit about, well, we have your name, so just tell us a little about the application here.
Okay, so we're applying, we're planning to open a kosher restaurant on 82nd and Lexington. And we put an application for wine and beer only.
Okay.
I mean, if you need more professional information.
Now, what type of establishment will this be?
Kosher restaurants, meat food.
Okay, got it. Okay, thank you very much.
So we just want to add wine and beer in case, you know.
Yep, understood. Okay, so for the recording, it's an 80-20 food drink ratio. Hours are 10 to midnight Monday through Thursday, 10 to 6 Friday, and then Saturday 6 to 11:30, and then Sunday 11 to 11. Okay, do I have any members of the public for this item? Okay, seeing none, I'll go to Mrs. Brown first.
Sorry, I hit the button by accident.
No problem, then I will go to Marco.
Thank you. I think this is another application, very simple, wine and beer, not all hard liquor. And the ratio is very high in food. Basically, it's a restaurant.
Correct.
So I don't have a problem to support this application.
Great. So I will.
Excuse me, sir. My assistant asking to unmute her from CK license.
Okay.
What is her name on here?
I don't know which one came. Jenny Hunk. Jenny Hunk.
Janie?
Yeah.
Jenny Hunk?
Jenny Hunk, yes.
Jenny, you can unmute.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I couldn't find the button. I'm sorry. Okay, can anyone hear me clearly?
Yes, we can.
Okay, okay. What was the question again? I didn't get the question. I was having a hard time unmuting myself. Sorry.
Oh, no, we didn't have a question. We think it was a pretty straightforward application. And so we were just going to our committee members, but thank you very much.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
So the motion is to approve.
Correct, and I've seconded it. So given
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So let's call the question. And
call the question.
Great. If anyone's voting no, not voting for cause or abstaining, raise your hand. Otherwise, this will go as an approval. Going once, going twice. Okay, thank you very much, Boaz. This will go as approval to the full board. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank
you.
Well, good night. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, then I will move along to East End Bar and Grill. Do I have the representative there?
Kenny, you can unmute. There you go.
All right. How you doing?
Hi, Kenny. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Tell us about the application.
Basically, I don't know. Most of you, I think, are familiar with the East End Bar and Grill on 87th and First. We're just basically going to be switching locations to the former Weir location between 93rd and 94th on 3rd.
Okay. Yes.
Our landlord's been trying to sell our building on First Avenue, and it just, to get a solid place for our future, we just wanted to get that taken care of because it's kind of like right now we don't know when they could possibly sell it, and it's just a move of the business. We want to stay in the neighborhood because we have a strong following, and that's pretty much where we're at.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much for that context. That's helpful, and we know the locations well, your location and the Weir. So that's good. Let me just, for the recording, go through the hours. So everything will stay the same. The hours will be the same as currently, and then which are 11:30 to 4. And then food drink ratio 60% food, 40% drink. So first I will go. I'm going.
It might even. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
we might even have like a 65 to 70% food now. Like we've just really been doing a lot of food, so which is a good thing. But I'm not 100% sure what the exact ratio is.
Sure.
Right.
Okay. Thank you for that. Do I have any members of the public on this item? Okay, seeing none. So I saw Mrs. Brown's hand first.
Yes, thank you. I need clarification. You're going to be open 7 days a week until 4 a.m. I believe there are apartments over the establishment. Is that correct?
Yes, there's I think there might be like 4 apartments. One or two of them I know that the landlord uses as an office. She used to be the owner when it was Kinsale Tavern. But yeah.
Have you soundproofed your facility? Because I have a problem with people living over a bar or a restaurant that's open every day to 4 a.m. I'm talking about the quality of life for the residents.
Yeah, I mean, currently in our location now, we have tenants above. Don't have any issues with them at all. The Weir location, I know they put a big renovation in, I think it was about 3 years ago. And I'm sure that they spent a ton of money renovating the place, and I'm sure they took that into mind when they did the build out.
Okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Marco.
Thank you. Well, Kenny, you have been proving that you have been operating responsible in that location, even that you work long hours, which I don't like it, but you have been proving that in your store, you have been working very well, no complaints. Yeah. Always I have seen carefully analyze your restaurant, actually your bar, and that's what it is. And you have been operating responsible, and I do not have a problem to support your application, because since you has been forced to move, and I think we have to preserve your business, and I think you are an asset for the community, for a specific part of the community, and I think that you have to be very careful with the comments that Mrs. Brown said. So please pay strong attention, because you don't want to destroy your reputation, please.
Oh, absolutely. And I think when I put the hours of the operation, I put the hours that we were licensed for. Granted, pretty much we're never really open till 4, maybe sometimes on the weekend, but most of the time we're closed, probably around 2 o'clock on the busier nights, because it's just, but we do want to keep those hours, because there's, sometimes, if we need the opportunity to stay open later.
Yep.
But
so motion to approve.
Understood. Thank you. And I will second that motion. Okay. And given that we're a small group, I will call the question. And then again, if we're not voting no, not voting for cause or abstaining, raise your hand. Okay, then this will go as an approval. Kenny, good luck to you, and glad that you're staying in the neighborhood.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, moving along, do I have a representative for item 1F, DBA Zazzy's?
Joe Ellen is the name I have on the application. You can unmute.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello.
I think I am on, and Donald, our attorney, should be on.
Donald, you can unmute now.
Thank you.
Great.
Hi
there.
And we also have Will, our Director of Operations.
Yeah, hi, everybody. So this is our application for a beer and wine license. Zazzy's, this is actually, I think, going to be the third Zazzy's. There are 2 downtown, 1 on Greenwich and 1 on Orchard. So this one is coming into the vacant space on the corner of 77th Street and 2nd Avenue. There'll actually be 3 areas. The space is not very large. The total occupancy is only 70 people. but there'll be 3 spaces within the total space. Zazzy's principally will be serving all kinds of pizzas. In the middle, there's going to be a little grab and go that will have its own entrance. There'll be food that can be taken out. And then on the other side is another place to sit that's going to be a bakery and cafe, a lot of plant-based proteins and mac and cheese, soups and salads, small bites. You have the menu for all of those spaces.
Yes.
It's a total of 53 seats. The legal occupancy, I believe, is 70. The hours are 8 a.m. until 1 a.m. And that's pretty much it. The hours are going to be 1 a.m., but the grab and go is going to close sometime before that. It'll close earlier than that.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for that, Donald. I will just add for the recording that the food drink ratio is 80-20. So again, not a concern there. I will then inquire whether there's any members of the public for this application. Seeing none, then I will go to my esteemed colleague, Marco.
Yes, I think this is a very simple application and straightforward. Mr. Bernstein, good to see you. I always, we're having good relations. You see, I approve your applications, so I don't forget. Okay. So the issue is I would like to recommend the approval of this application.
Great, I will second that motion.
Mrs. Brown has her hand up too, though.
Mrs. Brown?
I was going to second the motion,
okay.
So call
the question.
Call the question. Great. Okay. So,
and I'll remark that Alita joined us during the end of the last application, so she is also voting. And Alita, we have all 3 of the other board members who are unmuted, so you're welcome to unmute as well if it just speeds up the meeting.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Welcome, Alita.
Thanks, Abraham.
Okay, so we're calling the question on the approval. So if there's any hands for no, not voting for cause or abstaining, speak now. Otherwise, this will go as an approval. Okay, seeing none. Donald, this is an approval. So thank you very much and good luck on the enterprise.
Thanks, everyone. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so now I have item 1G. Do I have the Aurora Group representative?
Can I unmute? Rahul?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rahul Arora. Just wanted to give you a little bit of an update about the exact kind of premises we're opening. We're opening this location on Park Avenue between 59th Street and 60th Street. It's going to be a high-end cocktail lounge, which will also have afternoon tea and high tea serving. We feel that throughout the city, people usually have to go to places like the Plaza Hotel or the Waldorf to get good high tea service. So we definitely want to incorporate a really nice, properly authentic London-focused high tea service, as well as a barista bar at the entrance. And then majority of the focus starting at 5 p.m. till the close would be a high-end cocktail bar, very reminiscent of the 1950s, 60s blues music. So that's the kind of vibe we'll be going for. A lot of woodwork and a lot of stonework will be kind of forming the entire interior of the space. The hours that we're focusing to open are 9:30 a.m. to midnight on weekdays. Friday night and Saturday night, we'd prefer to close at 2 a.m. And from 9:30 to around 11 or 12 in the morning, we'll primarily be focused on the barista bar, coffee, and maybe some tea service.
Great, thank you very much. I will add for the recording, food drink ratio is 40% food, 60% drink. And I will now inquire if there's any members of the public on this item. Okay, seeing no hands, I will go to my fellow committee members. Will, do you have your hand up?
I do, yeah.
Okay,
this is actually our office building, so I just wanted to inquire. I wanted to inquire which space you're taking. Is this where the Oxford Cafe was, or is this the frontage on Park Avenue where the flower shop used to be?
this is going to be the frontage on Park Avenue. My wife, we are actually taking both locations. My wife and I run a chain of dental offices. I'm an attorney turned entrepreneur. My wife is a dentist who used to work as an associate for the longest time. So we have 2 dental offices right now, one in New York, one in DC. We're actually using the Oxford space for a 3rd dental office, which has nothing to do with the bar. Company. So the Park Avenue frontage is going to be the one that'll be used as the cocktail bar. Yeah,
that's great.
Exciting.
That's great. Yeah. After so instead of Novocaine, after I go get my teeth done there, I can just pop over to the bar for a cocktail. Great. Okay, Marco.
Well, you're in trouble because Bill is going to take a look of you every single day. So you're in trouble. And well, I think that I checked your location is for business, and that's the most important part. Park Avenue in that section is commercial, and I do not have a problem to support your application.
Thank you.
Okay, good. So I will support, I will second it. And do we want to call a question? I'm assuming so. Okay,
call the question.
Call the question. Great. So if we're voting no, not voting for cause or abstaining, please raise your hand. Otherwise, this will go as an approval. Once, twice, thrice. Okay, well, good luck. Thank you very much. And this will go as an approval, and we look forward to it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great. Thank you. Okay, do I have item 1H, Delete LLC, so represent for Delete, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Daniel.
Yep.
Delete LLC.
Delete, okay. Hi there.
Our DBA is going to be Ella's Espresso and Wine Bar. I'm Daniel Baer. We're taking over for Cafe Noi. This is my business partner, Gore.
Hello.
And I actually worked at the cafe for 8 years before. And when he closed down, I wanted to be able to keep it open. And we're going for our beer and wine license.
Okay, great. For the sake of the recording, I have hours of operation Sunday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. and then Friday, Saturday, 7 a.m. to midnight. And I have a food drink ratio of 80% food, 20% drink. Great.
Correct.
Okay, do I have any members of the public on this application? Seeing none, I will go to Marco.
I think I'm very happy to hear that you want to keep maintaining open this business. And this is basically a restaurant or a cafe. And that is extremely important for our neighborhood. We would like to have your business and we'll welcome that you put an effort to maintain open. And I hope that you will be successful in our neighborhood. And,
thank you very much.
The motion will be to approve.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you.
I will second that.
You have somebody from the public who just raised their hand.
I do see that. Yes, let's go to Paula B.
Yeah, hi.
Hello.
I wanted to second Marco's opinion that the neighborhood really does value that cafe as a meeting place. So it would be great if they stayed open.
Great. Thank you for that input. Good. Okay, so Marco, I seconded your approval. And
so call the question.
Call the question. Okay, so approval here. If you're voting no, not voting for cause or abstaining, please raise your hand. Once, twice, thrice. Okay, this will go down as an approval. Good luck to you, and thank you for sticking around, and we look forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Likewise. Good.
I want to, sorry to interrupt you, Abraham. There's a person named Diane who's using reactions there. Were you trying to get your hand raised?
Yes, she says yes. Okay, let's hear what Diane has to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Diane Ackerman. I live right above Cafe Noi. I'm also on the board, and I'd very much like you to stay in the neighborhood. However, as you know, we had a lot of trouble with Cafe Noi. They leaked into our lobby maybe 4 to 6 times. ruining the wallpaper. So we're very, very concerned about how you're going to restructure the space to make sure that this does not happen again, especially because once our roof is done, we're going to paint the lobby. So this is what I myself, as just an individual, and the rest of my board are concerned about. We certainly want you to be in the neighborhood, but we also want you to be more cognizant of the fact that the damage hurts an entire building, as the people who owned Cafe Noi did not take into consideration.
Thank you, Diane. Do you want to respond to that, Daniel?
Yeah, I do. Thank you, Diane. Well, I certainly cannot speak for the previous owner, and I cannot speak to the nature of your relationship with the previous owner. We're turning on new page. We're definitely not the previous owner, and we know about the issues you've had with the kitchen leaking into the lobby. I'm going to spend money out of my pocket to make sure that that wall and that floor is waterproof. Basically, we got a place in a very bad shape that we're going to work to fix. That being said, we want to have an open channel with the board and with you, so our door is always open. And any issues, you can contact us directly.
Good.
Okay, but you're certainly aware of what happened since you worked there, right? Yeah.
Well, Daniel worked there, not myself, but yeah, I'm aware. I was a client for many years. Okay. We are taking care of the kitchen floor and wall while we'll be doing construction. We will waterproof it. But again, any issues, you can come to us directly.
Abraham, can we put in the approval on that the owner or the owner of the business is he compromised and he offered to fix the problem? Are you agree with
Daniel,
that?
would you be comfortable adding that as a stipulation that you will address that issue as you said you would?
That is fine. That is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. Okay, great. Thank you very much.
For the question.
Oh, I thought we already did.
I thought so.
But let's call the question again with the stipulation. So this is going to go down as an approval with the stipulation. If anyone's voting no, not voting for cause or abstaining, raise your hand. Otherwise, we're approving again.
And okay. Barry joined us. Barry, do you feel like you know what? Okay, you're great. Good.
Barry, you're in? Okay, Barry's in. Great. Okay, thank you very much. Again, welcome and good luck.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, good night. Okay, do I have item 1A? Do I have 1I? Do I have a representative for Il Postino?
Is that you, Maria Rosso?
Luigi Russo.
Okay.
Do I look like Maria Russo?
Your name there says it.
Okay, great. Tell us about your application.
Okay, I own Il Postino restaurant, and I owned on 49th Street, which is closed now, and I'm relocated on 61st Street.
Okay.
And I also own Scalinatella on 61st and 3rd. Scalinatella restaurant.
Great.
Yeah, so I'm planning to make a fine dining restaurant. That's what I know how to do, fine dining Italian restaurant. Mostly food. I think my attorney, he gets 70-30, but it's probably fluctuated 80, 90, 70. I don't know. It's mostly food, fine dining.
Yep. Nope, definitely understood. Okay, great. So I have, just for the recording, hours of operation, Monday through Friday, 12 to 11:30 p.m., Saturday 11 to 11:30, and then Sunday 11 to 11. And again, food ratio 70-30. Great.
Yeah.
So, do I have any members of the public on this item?
Just a reminder to use the raise hand button found under the reactions or the more if you're on your phone. And if you're calling in, it's *9.
Okay.
Oh, Judy Schneider has her hand up.
Hey, Judy.
Judy, unmute yourself.
Thank you. Couldn't figure out how to do that. When do you plan to open the restaurant?
Well, we're planning to open a restaurant as soon as we get a license. We buy my furniture, we getting things ready. Soon as the license come in, maybe a month or two, we play it by ear. I don't know, sometime soon.
And I didn't hear, maybe you asked, Abraham, what are the hours? Is this mostly evening dining?
It's gonna be open lunch and dinner, fine dining.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, great. I see another hand, Andrew Fine.
Andrew, go ahead and unmute.
Yeah, just coming in, pro-business, pro-commerce, pro-restaurant. So I'm just pro-filling spaces that are empty. So I fully support it. Thank you.
Good. We are in agreement. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I will then go to Marco.
Oh, thank you. I think this is a restaurant. The percentage of food is completely the same as a restaurant. That's what we need. We need more restaurants than bars. And I think the percentage, it complements your business. I think is great. And I would like to support your application.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
I will take that as an approval, motion to approve. So I will second that. And again, given our small group, I will go ahead and call the question.
Call the question.
And again, if anyone's voting no, not voting for cause or abstaining, then raise your hand. Otherwise, this will go as a 5-0 approval. Okay, great. Well, thank you very much and good luck to you. Look forward to having you in the neighborhood, Luigi.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Have a good night.
You too.
Good. Okay. Do I have a representative for item 1J, Bote Cucina? Yes, I see.
You can go ahead and unmute.
Good evening. My name is Jen Sibilali. I'm the attorney for Bote Cucina LLC, DBA Bote. And actually, I have right now with me one of the principals of Bote Cucina. His name is Valerio Cucilio. Just let me first, actually, like, you know, Bote is actually an Italian brand. More particularly, actually, is a Roman cuisine. And it comes from an Italian concept called cicchetti. Cicchetti actually in Italian, like small dishes. And pretty much actually, they have been actually open for some years right now in Astoria. They've been very successful. Their place there is called Bote Bar. Because of their success and just this niche of, like, you know, products, they just want to expand actually in Upper East Side. I just want to mention actually with respect to the drinks, they're going to go for a full liquor license. And they're just bringing actually some signature drinks that I don't think that, you know, Upper East Side has seen it probably for some time or ever. You know, like things like blood orange Negroni, limoncello spritz. They're bringing actually Negroni and Aperol spritz and other actually Roman, like, you know, cocktails. The address is, like, you know, 1606 actually on First Avenue. It's located between 83rd and 84th Street. If I recall correctly, the previous place was another one called by the name Zumela. They also had a full liquor license. As far actually the ratio between food and drink, it's 80-20. Like I said before, they're heavily invested on the Italian. It's more like food tasting Roman dishes, okay? With respect to the hours, they would like actually to be as follows. On Monday, 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, from 4 p.m. to midnight, which is 12 a.m. And on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, from 11 a.m. until 12 a.m. With respect to the premises, I think the premise is about like 2,300 square feet. It has actually a first floor, has a small garden in the back, and also has a cellar. My client actually would like, according to the diagram that I have, they would like just to have a total of 17 tables. And they would like to have actually 68 seats, which includes actually 6 seats actually on the bar. With the manager and one of the corners that is actually with me right now, actually his name, like I said, is Valerio Cucilio. And Valerio actually, like, you know, has a great experience in really upper scale, actually Italian food management operations. I'll give you an example. You know, he was one of the top managers at Cipriani, which we all know, actually the famous Italian restaurant here in the city. But with respect to food, I also provided there the menu. Pretty much actually, like, you know, provides like salads, like, you know, pasta, provides antipasto, bruschetta, like fish and meat, focaccia sandwiches, and antipasto. And like I said before, those cocktail drinks that they have a specialty. Their menu actually was tailored from a well-known chef. His name is Antonio Costa. And as I said earlier, actually, because of this great success they had in Astoria, they just they were eager just to move to Upper East Side because they believe that their brand can be successful there. Number one. Number two, we believe that their products and signature drinks actually are going to be complementary to the neighborhood. If you have any question, I'm available.
Great. Thank you for that wonderfully thorough update. I really appreciate that. And we look forward to the establishment. So I'm going to ask if there's any members of the public that have any questions or comments on this application. Okay, I'm seeing none. Then I will go to my fellow committee members. I see Marco.
I think what you described is wonderful. I don't have no problems at all. I think it looks a very good restaurant, and I'm very happy to hear different kinds of foods, a quality of food basically you offer in our neighborhood. The only a little concern that I have is the number of people that you are planning to have in the venue. And I'm concerned because if you're going to pass more than 75 people, combined with the chairs and the staff, that made me a little bit concerned. And the second concern is you mentioned that you want to use the rear yard. I'm correct or I'm wrong?
Yeah, the rear yard actually is part of the premise, is part of the certificate of occupancy there. And if you recall from the previous actually applicant, they also applied under the same premises when they include the rear yard too. And the rear yard actually we have, if I'm correct, we have actually 6 tables there, only 6 tables.
Well, my question is, so now you bring me in another direction that I don't want to go, which basically is in the CO clearly described that the use of the rear yard is for the restaurant. Do you have a CO in that direction?
We believe that we do have that, yes.
No, because we have it or not, because that will be a big issue because we cannot, personally myself, I support business, but I cannot support something that is outside of the law. And I would like to support your business. I like
the space, Marco, the space in the rear yard actually there, it's part of the what's called, as you know, like an enclosed premises, which means it's part of the same premises that is described in the indoor, which means the first floor and the cellar.
So the question is, I'm an architect, so I understand very well what are you trying to describe. So the point is, the rear yard is covered completely. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. Yes. Yeah. Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
It's covered completely.
If it's covered completely, so you cannot mention this a rear yard. It's one whole piece, one whole venue. Because if you describe it as a rear yard, you are conflicting yourself. But if you said that it's completely closed, so that means you can use the whole space. The issue is
you're absolutely correct.
So if you say that, I think I don't have a problem with your application, and I'm hungry, especially with the antipasto.
Thank you. You're absolutely correct on that. You're absolutely correct on that one. I just wanted to be more details oriented. That's why I just wanted to give those details on the basement and the first floor and the yard. So they're all under the same premises.
Okay.
Thank you, Marco.
Thank you.
Great. Mrs. Brown?
Yes, thank you. I'm a little unclear regarding the backyard space. You're stating that it is covered. Would you please provide the district office with a photograph of that specific area so that I can see it, please? And
what I have here, I have the diagram that I provided to the community board in the package, and I've listed there. You know, if you notice here, it's right up here. Right up here. There are actually, this is the backyard.
Okay.
And there are actually 6 tables. I don't know if you're able to see it.
I can see it very well. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, then I can see that it's part of the establishment. All right, thank you.
Thank you to you.
Move to approve.
Okay, great.
Oh, the question.
Wonderful. Okay, so this will be a motion to approve if you're voting
Oh, the
no,
question.
Great. Voting no, not voting for cause or abstaining, raise your hand. Otherwise, this will go as an approval. 3, 2, 1. Okay, seeing none, this will go as an approval. Thank you very much. Good luck, and we look forward to dining.
Thank you to everybody, and have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving along to item 2A. Do I have the representative for Hutch and Waldo?
Danny, you can unmute.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Danny Grace, representing Hutch and Waldo coffee shop on the Upper East Side on East 81st Street. Has been in business since 2017. I have Al McFarland here ready to answer any questions. Essentially, the cafe has been operating since with a beer, wine, and cider license, and now wishes to add liquor to that license, having seen some success with their drinks menu. They want to add line items to that, which obviously involve liquor. The operation will remain essentially the same, occupancy the same, products the same, very high food to drinks ratio, based on the fact that the bar's principal, or the coffee shop's principal purpose is to serve coffee and lunch items. But Al might be able to give a bit more of an idea of what he's looking to do, and you guys can ask any questions.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Hey Abraham, Marco, whole board, how are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thanks. So yeah, we're running off the back of 2020, where we first put our application in for the beer and wine, and we introduced our dinner menu, which had a really great success for us, as essentially like a small local restaurant, featuring a lot of the local wine and beer and some things from Australia as well. And we were going to actually go through this process last year, but obviously timing wasn't great with COVID and everything shutting down. So we just postponed it another year to now. And yeah, looking to get the dinner going again, and being able to expand out our beverage menu a little as well.
Great, thank you for that. Okay, so just for the recording's sake, it is a good food to drink ratio, 70-30. So with that out there, I will inquire if there's any members of the public with questions or comments. Okay, seeing none, then I will go to Marco.
Mr. Grace and Mr. McFarland, I think I'm very happy that you did the right thing. You didn't behave very well at the beginning, but you know that, you see, if you behave very nice, you're welcome in this neighborhood. I'm very happy to see you do that. You are doing great in that location. Very small location, extremely small. And I think you deserve to have the full support from us. And I always, yes, I support even the, after that you didn't want to remove the stuff that we requested. I support that because the place is extremely small, and this is only most of the time is a cafe. And I think I would like to see you that you're doing business in our community, and this is something different from the rest of the venues. And I think that is where we would like to see in our neighborhood a variety of services, and so our community will be served even better. And you're welcome, and I support your application. Thank you.
Really appreciate that, Marco. Thanks, mate. It means a lot.
Great. I second that motion to approve. So with that, we will go to call the question and go to the roll. So if anyone's voting no, not voting for cause or abstaining, raise your hand. Otherwise, we will it will go down as a yes for the approval. 3, 2, 1. Okay, seeing none. Gentlemen, good luck, and that's an approval.
Thanks, Abraham. Thanks, Marco. Ms. Brown. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Okay, good. Now, item 2B, do I have the representative for Bull Tom?
Yes, they can unmute.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, hi, good. How are you?
Good, thank you. We also have Mia Okuda, who is the owner and the chef.
Hi there.
She.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, let me just give you a quick introduction. You probably know Momakawa. We've been in the neighborhood since 2016.
Yep.
And we're very focused on the very high quality Japanese cuisine. We try to serve all ingredients organic whenever possible, and we also try to do the GMO free. The food to drink ratio has been actually about 90 to 10. So we are very focused on the food and on the experience itself. A couple of things we are applying for. First of all, there was a co-partner of this restaurant who was a Japanese from Japan, a company, and we decided to buy off that share to keep it completely consistent as a local business. Mia also lives in the neighborhood, and she used to be the chef. So that's why it changes the ownership of the restaurant, with Mia becoming the sole owner again, just like actually it was before initially. Another thing that we would like to do is apply for the full liquor restaurant, full liquor license. Now we have a restaurant and wine.
Yep.
And it's mostly because some of the Japanese tradition, like shochu and some Japanese whiskey, is something that comes the end of the meal, is an experience we'd like to introduce. We have a sushi bar that serves sushi only, and we don't have a current bar. So that's the third thing we'd like to add. We'd like to build up a little bar. And the restaurant is not big. The restaurant is actually quite small. We have 56 chairs and about 12 small tables. We operate from 12 p.m. noon to almost to 11:30 p.m. So yeah, this is it. If you have any question, we'll be happy to answer.
Great, thank you. Thank you for the synopsis. For the purposes of the recording, yes, food ratio is 90%, 10% drinks. Hours of operation, 12 noon until 11:30 p.m. And with that, I will go to public questions. Any members of the public with a question or comment, raise your hand. Otherwise, I will go to my committee members. Marco.
Well, again, another quality for our neighborhood. And I'm very happy to hear that, because our community is still having a variety of food in our community. And I hope that you're going to be successful in your business. And I would like to support this application. Thank you.
Thank you, Marco. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I am happy to second that motion to approve.
And call the question.
Yes, great. And we will call the question. So if anyone's voting no, not voting for cause, or abstaining, please raise your hand. Otherwise, this will go as an approval. 3, 2, 1. And great. Thank you very much, and continued good luck. And we're glad to have you in the neighborhood.
Thank you so much.
Barry had to drop off before that vote, so Barry is not on item 2B.
Okay. All right, we're up to our final item of the evening, item 3A. This is a 30-day waiver request from Sienna Cafe. Do I have the representative?
You do. They can unmute.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Hello. Tell us just a little bit of how the waiver request came to be, and we can proceed.
Yeah. So just honestly, we had May circled on our calendar, and you know, we don't use any attorneys. We do everything on our own. It was just an honest mistake, and
okay,
that's how it came about.
Okay, great. And Will, they've adhered to all the other stipulations that it's a one-time waiver. You're here with us tonight. Okay, so I think that's great. Do I have any members of the public on this application? I'm seeing none, and then I will ask for Marco.
Well, a motion to approve. Since this is just only a very simple, straightforward, if did a simple mistake in this period of time, I think is reasonable.
Absolutely. Mrs. Brown?
A second.
Wonderful. Okay, so I
call
will
the
question. Yes. So if anyone's voting no, not voting for cause or abstaining, then raise your hand. Otherwise, we will approve this waiver request. And I think Barry's still not with us.
No.
Okay, good. So this will go as an approval. Thank you very much, guys, and continue good luck.
Thank you and good night.
Great. Will, I think that's it, unless there's any other old business or new business.
It looks like Judy has an item of old business and or new business.
Judy?
Yes, I had to remember to unmute. I'm sorry I couldn't join you for your whole meeting, Abraham, but I had another Zoom that conflicted with this, and I was the secretary. I just want to know what the Aurora Group at 505 Park Avenue is and where they're located. Is that the liquor store? Was that the flower store? What was that?
I will let Will answer that because he very clearly caught on to that point.
Yes. Well, actually, he's still here. The applicant is still here, so I'm going to actually let him unmute.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you, Ms. Judy. Appreciate the question. We are actually located on the Park Avenue frontage. This is going to be the unit right next to Nest Seekers International. It's a new real estate company that just took one of the retail locations. The location was earlier being used by Mizu Salon. It appears Mizu Salon has moved to the second or third floor within the building, and the retail space on Park Avenue touching the 515 Park building is available, and that's the one that's going to be used as the space for the cocktail bar.
I'm confused, Will. Maybe you can help me. Is that on the side where the liquor store was, or on the side where the flower store is, or is them gone?
So it's on the Park Avenue side as you're walking up towards 60th Street.
Right.
And before you get to the big Zeckendorf building.
Okay, so the flower store is...
So flower shop and then this space.
And just approximately how big is it? How many people?
It'll be around 1,800 to 1,900 square feet. And the total number of the certificate occupancy is 100 people. We expect to seat somewhere around 65 to 70 guests.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I couldn't attend earlier to hear, but thank you for cooperating and answering my questions now.
If this is helpful, Judy, I think you can see on my screen.
Oh, yes, I got it.
It was here.
Right. Okay, I got it now. Thank you.
Right.
Good night.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, I will second that. Great. Good night, everyone. Thank you for your time and stay well and safe.
You too.